Good morning, students. Did you all write notes which I have given for chapter 1? How many of you have written? Just tell me. Good. Those who have written, really good. Those who did not complete the notes, try to complete today itself. And students, as you know, day by day the cases, corona cases are getting increased. You can see that through contact, so many cases are coming. So my kind advice is be at home, stay safe. Do not go outside for any reason. Got it? And also go through the videos at least 2 to 3 times. Then only you can just get clear points about the concept about the chapter. Got it? Okay, let's move on to today's portion. Okay. Today, what we are going to do? First, we are going to discuss about the question and answers which I have given in the notebook. Shall we discuss? Okay, all of you take your notebook which you have written. Okay, so let's discuss the question and answers. Then we will move on to the next chapter. Students, all of you open your computer notebook and see the first question. Question number 1. Write briefly about man. So I have given what is man. It's a metropolitan area network, the distance it covers and its characteristics I have given in the first paragraph. Fine. Then I have given its advantages. What are its advantages in the next paragraph? Then disadvantages. They have given briefly explain about man. So you have to write about man, advantages and disadvantages, and this is a direct question from your text. Fine. Okay. So let's see the next question. Differentiate between a hub and a switch. So hub and a switch. Do you know what are hub and a switch? Yes, they are components of a network. They are components of a network. So let's see what is hub. And when I was teaching the components of a network, I have told you when the data is coming through the cables, it has to pass through 7 layers. Did you remember? If you listen properly, definitely you can remember that when the data passes through the cables, it has to go through 7 layers. Okay. Then this device hub comes under layer 1 device and switch comes under layer 2 device. Then what is the task of hub? What it does? It broadcasts the request to the entire network. Broadcast means if it receives any request, it never check who has to receive this particular request. Instead, it will send it to all the computers in the network. So broadcast means sending it to all the computers. That's called broadcast. But switch, it will unicast. Unicast means it will send it to only one particular computer. That means if it receives any request, it will check where it has to reach. What is the address of the packet should go. Okay. So it will send it to only to that particular computer, which is called unicast. Multicast means to sending it to many computers. Broadcast means to all the computers. Okay. So that depends upon the request it will do. If it's a unicast, it will send it to only to that particular computer. Multicast means many. Broadcast means to all. Okay. Then hub is an old type of device and not generally used. As you know, this is an old type of device because it's broadcast, right? So traffic collision will happen. So no one will prefer this one. And switch is a sophisticated device and it is widely used. Hub is not intelligent device because it broadcasts all the information. So its price is also less. So it is inexpensive. But switch is an intelligent device. It can do unicast, multicast and broadcast. So it is an expensive device. Clear? So this is the answer you have to study for difference between hub and a switch. Next, the third question. Explain any 4 advantages of a network. This is also a direct question in the text. So if you refer page number 3 and 4, you can see the heading advantages of a network in page number 3. So you can see so many advantages listed over there. You can write any 4 advantages. Do not write only the heading. Write the content inside the heading also. Fine. So next question, you have to listen carefully. Mr. Nayyar wants a company. His office has different departments that are spread over two adjoining buildings. He wants to connect computers over all the departments in both the buildings for quick and efficient data transfer. Suggest an economical method of networking to him. Did you understand? Mr. Nayyar has a company and he has two buildings which are adjoining to one another. Okay, and he has to connect the computers in both the buildings together for efficient data transfer. So we have to suggest him a best economical method of networking he can opt for. Fine. So according to the question, he has computers in he has two buildings where different departments are there. So in the first building, he has to connect the computers with the help of local area network because LAN is the best option for connecting computers within a building. Similarly, in the second building also, he has to make a separate LAN connection. Then two buildings are adjoining. So he has to again opt for LAN connection for interconnecting both the buildings. In case if the distance of the two buildings are far, that is between 5 to 50 kilometer, then he has to go for metropolitan area network. Since they are adjoining, so LAN it's the best economical package he can opt for. Clear? Then last question, differentiate between PAN and LAN. This is also a direct question, so there is no need of much explanation. First, I have given the full form of both the networks. Then the communication range I have given, okay, for both. Then I have given what type of cables or what type of technology it's used in both the networks. Then I have given advantages of both the networks, then disadvantages of both the networks. These are all direct questions. At least listen to the video 2 to 3 times, then only you will be able to capture things quickly. Fine, students. So the revision is over. Let's move on to the next chapter. Fine, students. So did you understand all the questions and along with answers? Please study the same. The first chapter will be for your exam. Okay, so in your text, you please study line by line. Not only the question and answers, you have to study the 1 mark questions also. Clear? You have to give more importance to 1 mark question. Fine. Now let's move on to the next chapter. So the second chapter is more on Photoshop. More on Photoshop. It's a practical chapter. So do you remember Photoshop? Good, you remember, right? So I can feel that everyone is saying yes. That's good. So do you remember what is the use of this Photoshop? Can you please tell at least 5 sentences or at least 3 sentences about Photoshop? Yes, tell me. Hasna, tell me. What is Photoshop? Good. It's an image editing software. It's an image editing software. Okay, fine. Anybody else can say another point? So do you remember we studied in detail about Photoshop last year also? Yes. For what purpose we are using it? To create and edit images. Okay, to create and edit images. Fine, that's good. And can anybody say any other point? Who will use this Photoshop? The web developers to create a book brochures, book covers, right? So for all these purposes, we can use this Photoshop. Even if you learn this Photoshop, you can do your own editing task. Okay, if anybody is approaching you to do some task on a page, you can just do the photo editing, okay, and give it to them. It may become your profession. Okay, it may become your profession and it's easy to learn and you can learn by yourself. There is no need to go for any classes or something. You can learn by yourself. You should know just what is a concept. So the basic concept I'm going to teach you. So if you understand the basic concepts, then it's your idea. You can just put your imagination and you can bring it up as a photo editing. Clear? Okay, so today we are going to study about this Photoshop, and as I said, it's a practical session. Okay, I'm not going to teach you anything on this board. Okay, it's not possible. It's a practical. So I will be teaching through the computer. So whoever has a computer, please get ready with your computer. You can switch on the computer and keep it ready. Otherwise, you can listen what I'm telling, what I'm teaching in the computer. Then later you can try the same in your computer. Clear? Okay, so Photoshop, it's an image editing software. Okay, we can even create and edit images for online jobs. All right, so let's move on to the practical session. Ready? Let's see. Students, I forgot to say something. As it is a practical session, we have to write the practical activity. Do you remember how do we write last year? Yes. Just assume that this is your computer notebook. This is a front side. Front side, we used to write question and answers for each and every chapter. Okay. All right. You have to turn it back. Okay. Keep it upside down and just to turn. Okay, leave the first page and here you write your name and class. Okay, you write your name and class 8A, B or C or D. Then write practical activities. Okay, practical activities. Then turn to the next page, place a margin here. Then write chapter 2 more on Photoshop and write today's date also. Then whatever activities we are doing, list out one by one. List out one by one. Clear? Okay. Now, before going to the practical session, can you tell me how to open Photoshop in your computer? How did we do last year in the lab? Did anybody remember? Yes, where we have to go? We have to go to start button in the computer. Okay. So first we have to write start. Okay. Then where we have to go? Actually, the Adobe Photoshop, it's pinned with start button. So you can just, when you click on the start button, you can see the pop-up menu appears. There you can see Adobe Photoshop. You can click on it. Okay. Otherwise, you have to go to all programs and then Adobe Photoshop. Right? So this is the way we get inside to the Photoshop. Fine. Okay. So this is also you have to write it in your lab activity book. Okay. Take your computer notebook, keep it upside down. Then just to turn the first page, write your name, class, and what is the purpose of notebook. That is practical activities. Then turn to the next page, write chapter heading, today's date. Then write first activity as this one. What is the first activity? Getting into Photoshop. Okay, so the activity one is getting into Photoshop. So Photoshop is an image editing software. Okay, do you remember what we have done with the Photoshop? Yes, tell me. Anson, tell me what we have done with the Photoshop. Last year I taught you, right? Do you remember? Yes, tell me. Good. Go ahead. Yes, we have done selection. Okay, we have done selection. So do you remember what type of selections we have done with the images? We selected a part of an image with the help of selection tools. So what are the selection tools we studied? Yes, it's Marquee tool, lasso tool, magic wand, quick selection. So these are the selection tools we studied. Do you remember how to just select a part of an image and move it to the canvas? Yes, you have to click on the move tool, click and drag it to the canvas. It's a very simple thing. Similarly, the same thing we are going to cover, and also we are going to cover a lot of new things. So let's go to practical session. Students, let's go to practical session. Now, do you see my desktop? Yes. Let me open Adobe Photoshop. Do you know how to open? Yes. Go to Start button and Adobe Photoshop is pinned with Start button. Click on it. You will see the Photoshop window. You can see Photoshop window appears. This is the Photoshop window. First, let's see what are its components. I mean parts of this window. Okay. So first one, do you see File, Edit, Image, Layer, Select, Filter, View, Window and Help. These are the tabs. These are the tabs in the menu bar. So the first bar it's called menu bar. And do you see the next line? Do you know what it is? Yes, it is called options bar. It is called options bar. And the third part is, this is the third part, which is very familiar to you. So do you know what it is? Yes, it is called toolbox. This is called toolbox, which has set of tools. Do you remember how many categories of tools we have in Photoshop? This is the first category. What is it called? Yes, selection tools. The second category, painting and alteration tool. Third one, type and path tools. Then viewing tools and colors. So these are the 5 categories of tools in the toolbox. Okay, so let me place it in its original place. Now, what else it's here? Yes, what do you see here? Color, swatches, style. Do you know what is the name for this one, this box? Can anybody say what is the name? Yes, Karen, can you tell me what is its name? Good, it's called panels. It's called panels. Okay, now Ananya, just tell me what are the default panels appears when we open Photoshop. The default panels, as you see, colors, swatches and styles. Okay, good, sit down. Alright, these are the 3 panels by default which appears. Now all the students, please tell me, what is the use of this panels? What is the use of this panels? Can you tell me? Who remembered the answer which we studied last year? No one? Okay, the panels gives us full access and control to work on the image. The panels gives us full access and control to work on images. Clear? Okay, I have a question for you. Let me close this panels. Okay, I closed this panels. I want to get the panels again. How to get it? The panels are hidden. I want to get the panels. Yes, can you tell me where I have to go to get the panels again? So do you have any idea with the tabs, which tab it would be? Yes? Good. We have to go to Windows tab. We have to go to Windows tab. Just click on it. And you can see the many options over here. Whatever you need, you have to make a click on it. When you click, you can see the tick mark. Do you see the tools and options has a check mark? That means they are already present. See, the tools are here and options bar is present here. Okay, so the check mark denotes the particular tool is already present on the screen. Okay, now what do we need? We need the color panel. So let me click here. Now do you see color panel appears with the swatches and styles? Okay, so this is a way we get the panels. One more time, let me go to Windows. Okay, see, colors has a check mark because I have selected the colors panel. Okay, now let me uncheck the tools and see what happens in the window. So I unchecked the tools. So the tools box is hidden from the window. How to get it back? Yes, go to Windows tab, then click on Tools option. Then you will get the tools box back. So this is all about the Photoshop window. Is it clear for everyone? Okay. So we have seen menu bar, options bar, tools box, then panels. What else we need? How do we work on Photoshop? So to work on a Photoshop, we need an image, because Photoshop, it's an image editing software. It's an image editing software. So we need an image to edit it, right? So the next thing is we need an image. Then, so we just assume that we have got an image. Then the second thing is we need a particular place to keep the image and edit it. We need a place to edit the image. So these are the next two things we needed. Okay. So what are the two things we needed? One is image. We need an image to edit. Then second thing, the place where we can keep the image and edit. That's the second thing. Clear? Okay. Let's go and see how to get the place. So do you remember how to get a place to edit the work area? We get it here, right? White color screen, the work area. Do you remember what is the name of that work area? We call it as, anybody? Yes? Melvin, just tell me what is the name of the place where we work here, the white color screen? Yes, very good. It's called canvas. It's called canvas. Do you know how to get the canvas on the screen? Yes. All of you say, go to File tab, click on New option. So when you click on a new option, you get a dialog box. Okay. What is the name of the dialog box? A new dialog box appears, and there you can see the name box. Okay. So just delete the name untitled. Okay. And you can give any name as you like. Okay. This is the first program we are doing. So first editing is the name I'm giving. First editing. Then after that, you have to look after the width and height of the canvas. Width and height of the canvas. So do you remember what is the height and width we give in the canvas? Yes, it is as given. It is 999 pixels. It is pixels. See, pixels. So in your computer, if you see centimeter or meter or any other dots or any other measurement, don't worry, just click on the arrow mark and select the one which is called pixels. The resolution, we always make it with pixels. Okay. After selecting or after giving the height and width as 999 pixels, click on OK button. Now you can see our canvas. This is our first canvas. Okay. So we have got a place to edit our image. Now we need an image to edit it, right? So how do we get an image? The images are already stored in the computer. So we have to bring it to the Photoshop window. So let me show you how to do it. Go to File tab and click on Open button. And you can see Open dialog box appears. Okay, this is a dialog box. So what is the name of the box? Open. Open dialog box appears, and you have to locate the place where you have pictures. Okay, so you can see quick access, desktop, libraries, this PC, network. Most of the time when you open, the desktop will be enabled here. Okay, so don't get panic where you have a pictures. Where you have to go is you have to go to libraries, either here or here, anywhere. Okay, go to libraries and go to pictures, and here you will be having pictures in your computer, and you can select any picture as you like. So let me select the picture, click on Open button. So the picture is open now. So we have got an image and we have got a place where we can do the editing task. This is the original image. We are not going to make any changes on this image. We are going to copy this image and put it in the canvas, and we are going to make the editing task over here in the canvas. Is it clear for everyone? Good. Okay. So the things we covered now is the parts of the window. The parts of the window. So let us recollect what are the parts of the window. The very first thing is, all of you say, what is this called? This bar, it's called menu bar. Just called menu bar. And what is the second bar it's called? It's called options bar. Yes. Then third one, this is tools box. Okay, we are going to use all these tools to edit on an image. Then this is called panels. Okay, the panels which appears at the right side of the window. Which appears at the right side of the window. You can move and keep it anywhere as you like. It doesn't matter, it has to be always right side. By default, which displays at the right side, you can keep it anywhere as you like. According to your convenience, you can change its position. Okay. Alright. So next two things are canvas. Okay. To work on an image, we need a canvas. Next one is different images. Next one is different images. Again, make sure that we are not going to make any changes or any editing work on this image, on this original image. We just copy the image and put it here in the canvas and do the editing task. This is all about Photoshop. Clear for everyone? Good. Let's go to the next topic. Fine. Students, I have explained you the parts of the window. Now we are going to work on the Photoshop. We are going to work on a Photoshop. The first editing task we are going to do. Now let me close this image. I'm going to open another image. Okay. So let me open. Do you know how to open, right? Go to File tab, open, then locate the place and select the picture which you need. So let me select this koala bear. I have selected, so which is overlapping our canvas. So I am just keeping it aside. Okay, fine. Now I have an image. So what I'm going to do today? What I'm going to do with this image today? So I'll tell you what I need. You can give me some suggestions how I can achieve my task. Clear? I need something. I'm going to tell you what it is. And you students, please give me suggestion what option I can use it. Shall I tell you? Okay, fine. See, I have a bear here. I do not want the entire picture. I need only this particular face. I need only this particular face I need. Okay, even ears I do not want. Only the face I need. I do not want the remaining parts. See, I'm just moving the mouse, right? So the remaining parts, hand, this wood, everything I do not want. Okay, I want to remove this unwanted portions. These are unwanted portions for me. I need only the face. So can you suggest me what I can do? Yes, think about it. I'll give you 2 minutes to think. I need only the face. I want to remove the remaining unwanted portion. These are unwanted for me. Yes, did you get an idea? Yes, tell me. Good. So I can use a crop tool. I can use a crop tool. So what is the use of crop tool? Very good. So crop tool is used to remove unwanted portion of an image. Unwanted portion of an image. Clear? Okay, so let's see how to do it. So where we have to go to get the tool? We have to go to tools box. This is a tools box. Okay, so I said we are going to select the part of an image. So what type of tool I have to go to? Yes, I have to go to selection tool, any one of these selection tools, and I already told you, you suggested me to go to crop tool. So which is a crop tool? This box is a crop tool. Okay, so do you see my cursor? So this is a crop tool. Just click on it to select it. Okay, now do you see the cursor, my cursor? Okay, so my cursor is in canvas now. Let me bring it to the image. Do you see the changes of the cursor? Do you see I'm moving the cursor? The cursor shape is changed. Why is it so? Because we have selected a particular tool. So its shape is changed to that particular tool. So you can see a box, crop tool. The cursor is changed into a box because it's a crop tool. Okay, so what I have to do now? So I selected a crop tool and I'm in the image now. Here I have to select a portion which I need. Okay, as I said, I need this face only. So keep the cursor at the top left corner and keep your left mouse button, click and drag it. Okay, so see, I'm just clicking and dragging. I'm just clicking and dragging. Do you see only the faces here? Face you can see, face only covered. The remaining parts are dimmed, right? You can see. Alright. Now, do you see square buttons at the middle and corners? See, there is a square at the corner. Here in the middle you have a square. Corner you have a square. Middle, corner, middle, corner. You have a square buttons. Do you know what is the use of these square buttons? Yes, tell me. It's like a normal square only. What you do with the Microsoft Word or PowerPoint, you get a square button at the middle and corner, right? The same thing. Yes, you're right. To increase or decrease the selection, we have to use this square button. Okay, to increase or decrease the selection. See here, this side, I'm going to just click and drag this one. So see, before that eyes was hidden. Now we can see visible. The both eyes are visible now. Okay. So this is the way we crop it. Now we selected the part of the image which we need. Now tell me how to crop it. How to crop it in the sense you have to keep the cursor inside anywhere in your selection, not outside. Okay. Only inside anywhere your selection and click on it. Double click on it. The picture is cropped now. Do you see? Can you see the remaining portion, unwanted portions? No, right? Yes, because the picture is cropped. The picture is cropped. This is a cropped picture. You can see only the face of the picture. Clear for everyone? That's good. Let us recollect how to crop the picture. Okay, so open a canvas first, then open an image, then after opening an image, go to toolbox, select the tool called crop tool and get back to your image, click and drag the portion you want and double click inside the selected portion. The picture will be cropped. Is it clear for everyone? That's good. Okay. If you have a system in your home, you can also try to crop any picture. Fine. Let's see the next topic. And before that, students, you know that we used to write a lab activity as I said before. So take your computer notebook, turn it upside down. Okay. Back side you have to write lab activities and write the first activity as to crop the picture. To crop the picture. So you have to write the steps. So I'll tell you the first step. I'll tell you the steps for this activity. The remaining activities you have to do it by yourself. Okay. So first step, what you have to do? Step 1, open an image. Okay. Then select crop tool from the toolbox. Step 3, click and drag the portion which you want to crop. Double click inside the selection to crop the picture. That's all. Okay. So simple steps you can make it with your own words. Simple steps you can make it with your own words. Got it? Fine. Let's see the next topic.